And we welcome you back to the Rowdy Studios. Bassmasters and Buzz Cutler with two-phone Bob Pockris.
It's two-phone Tuesday Bob Pockris day.
You know, putting your phone away is kind of hard to do sometimes. So
well,
two-phone Bob.
Is no phone Bob right now.
Like no phones.
Well, listen, don't be an exhibitionist flashing your phones around like that. Let's talk a little bit about a guy you were following at Richmond, Dale Earnhardt Jr. It was an interesting evening for Jr. getting caught up in that early wreck, but managed to come back, card the top 20 he needed. Keselowski wasn't running quite well enough except for that one run in the middle of the race. Where do you see Jr. going from here, Bob?
Well, he's 10th in the standings, right? Because technically he's ahead of the wild card guys, and I see him going about to 10th in the standings.
So you think he's going to stay?
Wait a minute. Steve Letarte asserted that they've been points racing and playing it conservative. As a matter of fact, he told you that. Let's listen to what he had to say.
You know, we don't know how good of a car you have. When it's damaged that bad, I mean, you don't really know if the car was going to be good or not. So, but we know we have to have better cars, and we're excited to be in the chase, man. Now we take the gloves off, race again.
Yeah, Bob, they've been being conservative.
So now the gloves are off? You don't think they're going to go out there and race for wins?
Well, I mean, they were going out and racing for wins earlier in the year, and they weren't winning. So,
but they were running better earlier in the year.
They were running better. They were running third in the points for a while, but you know, maybe they move up to 9th or 8th, maybe 7th, but I don't see him as like a championship contender all of a sudden. That would require you to win some races, and you know, until you start winning, it's hard to predict that you're going to say, hey, well, these guys are going to win 2 or 3 races and be a contender.
So until you start winning, it's hard to predict that somebody's going to start winning.
Well,
you got to run like a race-winning car, though. I mean, you got to run like a guy that can win the race. And Junior, maybe with the exception of Charlotte, you know, maybe Martinsville, although that was really more of a strategy play, hasn't looked like a race-winning car this year.
Not for the last 13 weeks, especially. So I just don't think you turn on the switch and all of a sudden you're competing for.
But how about this? Now the pressure is off. Is there something over there that in the 24 and 48 that they can bring over to the 88 to take them up a notch?
There could be. I mean, you know, there could be something that'll help them get better.
You're grasping at straws, Buzz
I'm
Cutler.
trying, man. I'm trying to throw a life vest to the Junior Nation out there.
It's just really hard. I mean, even when they were running third, you were like, okay, they're on the brink of a win, right? When they were, you know, that was kind of the vibe in May, and so I don't think a team that's kind of on the brink of a win is a team that you're going to say, oh, well, they're going to contend for the championship.
Let me ask you this. How about Junior's mindset? He's had a pretty good mindset all year. I think Steve Letarte's very matter-of-fact approach has helped him to be stable and calm. With the struggles of the last few weeks, has that changed at all? Is there any frustration creeping into Junior right now?
It may be creeping in, but as long as he's good at Chicago or good at New Hampshire, good at Dover, you know, as long as he's good at those places, I think it's gone. What I think is the challenge is that if they're not good at these places,
they come out of Chicagoland and just don't run well.
Right. Then he's like, well,
here we go again.
Yeah, here we go. I mean, maybe we were playing it conservative, but we certainly aren't where we need to be.
Can you say that the 88's victory as a team, their accomplishment as a team, is really about where they are this year versus last year and the improvement that they've generated?
Well, I mean, everybody else on that team made the chase last year, right? It's just Junior who didn't.
Right.
So, I mean, I think it was big. I think it was huge for Junior to make the chase because I think it validates the whole contract extension. I mean, you know, everybody says, well, why did they sign him through 2017? Well, I mean, I think if you have a guy who's going to be in the chase,
makes more sense.
It makes a lot more sense. And it's like, okay, we got a guy who we know is going to make the chase. And if you're in the chase, then there's a chance that you can win the championship.
Well, Junior certainly has made the chase. Can he do more? We'll have to see. Sunday at Chicagoland, we'll know a little bit more. Bob Pockris, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time right here in the Rowdy Studios.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.